Let's crack open Barrell Bourbon Batch 35 and see how good this bottle can really be. Let's find out. What is going on, everybody? Nathan here with the Everyday Drinker, bringing you guys a brand new video. As you can see as well, we have a little bit different of a setup behind us. We have finally moved. The entire setup is not complete, but we have moved. I have the bourbon room, and big things are here to come in the future for the Everyday Drinker channel. But with that said, today's video is a review of Barrell Bourbon Batch 35. Now this right here is Barrell Bourbon's second release of this year's offerings, and it is a really nice bottle. I will put the information about the bottle on the screen here so you can see every single age stated bourbon going into this release, as well as the percentages of each aged bourbon going into it as well. But this right here is bottled at 117.5 proof, so I think it's a little bit proofier than a couple of the older releases. It's at least 6 years old, and well, I am just super excited to get into this bottle right here. But as always, I just want to thank you guys so much for the love and support for the channel. And like I've been saying, at 5,000 subscribers, one of you lucky subscribers is going to win a bottle of Blanton's from back there. Just smash that subscribe button, keep hitting that like, and comment down below. If you're excited for Batch 35, or if you've gotten your hands on this bottle right here, I'm not quite sure if it's been released yet. Barrell did send me this bottle to do a complete review on, so I will be honest on it. I always am. And well, hope you guys sit back, relax, and let's get into the video. As always, we are going to be doing the same scoring system as we have been for the past releases of every single bourbon this year in 2023. So first off, we're going to go into the nose and we'll see what this score is, 0 out of 10. So without further ado, let's get into this glass and see what this nose is all about. I get straight apple right off of the rip there. I get a ton of like green apple sweetness. It's got a little tartness in there. Not like sour, but a little tart. I'm enjoying that nose. Also, guys, I have a little bit new of a camera setup going on here. Let me know down in the comments below if you enjoy the face follow or if you like the stationary. I'm gonna do this for a couple of videos. We're gonna see what the general population likes, if they enjoy the face follow, right? We got the face follow going on, or if they like the stationary look. If it gives you motion sickness, I will make sure to turn this off. Just, I want to know down in the comments what your thought processes are on the face follow. But I definitely get off of this a really sweet apple. It's got a little touch of like a coconut in there, but then a brown sugar sweetness comes off. Really nice nose. Nothing is like going boom off of it, but I really do enjoy this a lot. It's very sweet. There's no over oakiness coming off of this. I like it a lot. I think out of 10, I'll give the nose an 8. This has been sitting for a couple of minutes now, and it definitely has opened up, and I am excited to dive into this glass and see what this palate has to offer. If it's anything like the nose, it will be a banger bottle for sure, but let's find out. Super rich and creamy. It gets... right in the beginning, there is a little bit of an oaky presence, but that fades off and I'm getting a lot of fruit sweetness, like tropical fruits. This is a very, like, off of the bat, I would say that this is a really nice, like, barrel-proof summer sipper because I get a lot of pineapple off of the mouthfeel, off of that initial palate. There is a sweetness that it reminds me of pineapple a lot, and then kind of lingers off, and there's this melony aspect from it as well. And I also get this really nice oak vanilla sweetness that rounds everything off. I'm not going to say that it's better than Batch 34 because I don't think anything can be better than Batch 34. Batch 34 was an absolute doozy of a bottle. This one is really good though. Off of that initial sip, I mean, it is a really nice pour. I do like that a lot. It's hot in the beginning though, which I think will take away from a half a point or so from it. But I like that sweetness that comes in on those tropical fruits and then rounds off with that oaky barrel with a touch of a richer vanilla. The mouthfeel And the creaminess of this is what is really, really a selling and a hitter on this pour right now. And I think on the palate, I'm also going to give it an 8. We're going to have to go in one more time. And I mean, I'm not upset about it. We got to go back in one more time to talk about that finish. And going back in for one more sip, I go and I find all of those initial flavors, and they're not changing. It's still really, really pleasant. The finish, however, has a touch of a bitterness, but it's not a bad bitterness. It's not something that's gonna throw this completely off. But then it stings the tip of your tongue as well. And I think that might throw off a couple of people, but it's not bad whatsoever. The finish is not the worst part about it. If the finish is the worst part about this, just keep on drinking and never have that finish, right? Because the initial sip and the mid palate of this are actually really, really good. And I think the finish is probably the least delicious part about this bottle right here. And well, I think for the finish, I'm gonna have to give it maybe a 6.5 for the finish. Now, obtainability, I know everybody and their mother can pretty much find Barrell anywhere in any given day. And their batch products, there are thousands and thousands and thousands of these bottles released. So obtainability, in my opinion, let me know if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure everybody can find Barrell in every single state. I'm not quite sure on that. I'll leave a link. I'll leave a annotation down here to let you know how many states Barrell is released in, if I can find that. But for what I believe, I can find it in every single store that I go into. Obtainability is 5 out of 5. And then finally, value. Value is subjective in some ways. I really like that initial sip out of this glass. It is really, really good. It is thick, it is creamy, it's sweet, it's tropical. It's a really nice barrel-proof summer sipper for sure. But for value, right? Like I said, it is definitely a subjective part about bourbon. How much are you willing to spend on a bottle? How much are you willing to hunt for a bottle? Now, these Barrell products range from $75 to $90 in most areas, right? You can find it for cheaper at some places and more expensive at others. I've never really seen their batch products go for over $90. And you're getting a very, very well blended bottle of bourbon. There's nothing wrong with any of these batches that I have had. Some of them are not as good as others, but none of them have been bad whatsoever. They all have a significantly age-stated barrel batch inside of these batched products, and they're blended very, very well. They take their time. They know what they're doing over at Barrell. And I think for value, it's also a 5 out of 5 because of what you get for your money. And for a final score for the Barrell Bourbon Batch 35, the second release of 2023, we got a score of 32.5. Now, I can't quite remember what the highest score was. I think the highest score was the Penelope Rio. And then I think the Batch 34 scored a little bit higher than this one as well. But nonetheless, 32.5 out of, I believe, 40 is the highest you can score for my scoring system. It's a darn good score. Let me know down in the comments below if you've gotten your hands on this Batch 35 and if you enjoy it. I know I will. Thank you, Barrell, for sending me this bottle, and it will be put to good use. Until next time, this has been Nathan with The Everyday Drinker. Cheers.